James, somebody said you're chasing away all my employees on the hunt of your wiener sausages.
I disagree. I think they're getting what they want, moving on. If anybody's getting chased, it's me.
Alright ninjas, good afternoon. We are here with the trees, so I figured I'd do a little recording while we see James Bond and Mike, Magic Mike.
I think he knew your name.
I think I knew your name.
I know. I'll never forget it.
But
stand him up.
Yes.
As you guys can see, I ended up purchasing this tree dolly, specifically designed. And if we need to put some rope to put it and then tie it to this just as we're transporting it, we can. Unless, you know, it'll stay there, James, once you tip it forward.
Yes, sir. I'd say once we're back.
Okay.
Are you ready, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now be careful going backwards too. There you go. Now just hold it, because once he starts to go downhill, it'll...
I'll hold it.
Okay.
I'll hold it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
He's holding it, James.
Yes, sir.
All right, careful, careful, careful. Careful, 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 careful. There we go.
Okay.
You all right?
Yeah.
If you want to take it to that corner, just all, you know, into the grass off the driveway. So what we're doing here, ninjas, is we want to go ahead and unload them, and so that way I can get out of the driveway, so I'm not blocking anybody trying to come home or leave, since we only got 3 of them. This morning, hey, what's up, ninjas? Dust. This morning we did that mulch job. It took us about 40 minutes to an hour. It was super small. It was just finishing what we didn't finish a couple weeks ago. And it was the first thing in the morning, so I was not in the mood to record. I just wanted to get that out of the way, because I knew I had a bit of a drive to get to the location where we picked up the trees. So there they are. They're muscling these 3. We're going to be planting these. We got a couple of more smaller plants we got to readjust and add a little bit more. They bought more of them. And that's really it, what I scheduled for today. Sucks I had to buy that dolly. I just didn't see any other way. I didn't want to fool around wasting time trying to go to different places to rent one. So I ended up purchasing that big tree dolly. It was like 400 bucks, but it'll pay for itself.
Okay.
There we go.
Good.
Big dog James, powerful man.
And down again.
And down again. Whoa, 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 whoa. Good job, guys. Good job. All right, ninjas, we are headed with our first tree. Ninjas are battling. These are the 3 holes, 1, 2, 3. And yes, turn around. Might want to, yep. There you go. Oh, I gotta help them. Come on, 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Middle hole, big guy.
Middle hole, middle hole.
I am just paying attention on the knife, and here, you know, we getting these
I'm gonna grade you up the
things
tree
off,
expert,
you know.
just like that.
But be focused on the job.
So ninjas, James asked them, now you know how to do this first one. You're good for these next 2. And yeah,
That's not happening.
that's not happening. And a lot of people might wonder, Big Nick, why didn't you do this hole first and work your way backwards?
Here, boss.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's because this particular root was the size that this hole was, and we would have had to dig and make these other ones a lot bigger. So why do the labor work and you know, hard labor when might as well just, and this one was the first one that was closest to here from the truck. So You know, we'll somehow squeeze the other one through here, but I'd rather work smarter, not harder, instead of having to dig these, because the other roots on these two are a lot smaller than this one. Or not a lot smaller, but enough to where it would fit these holes.
Seems like very good to me.
Yeah, now just more dirt filled in completely.
Yes.
And it's got to be covered completely. And we're good for the next two. And they also have about 9-10 more flowers and a small bush that they wanted us to plant. So that's what we're going to do after this. Also, we got to adjust one where we planted last time, and it's not centered exactly where they wanted it last time. So, but it's moving right along. I'll show you when we bring the next one and as we make progress. You doing all right, James?
Yes, sir. Oh, yeah.
All right. We just had a heavy lunch, so don't give up on me now.
I'm a hardcore shoveler, though. You give me one of these holes, I spend all day.
Also, I think I have just only more energy.
More energy?
Yes,
He thinks he has more energy than you.
More from it.
It's because there's 3 holes.
Because there's 3 holes.
Very excited to have more than one option.
Oh, you guys are a mess. All right, ninjas. So James, we do have some dirt on somebody, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
We got plenty of dirt on somebody.
Yeah, oh, yeah. We got a ton of it.
James looked at this hole, and what did you say?
Oh, I said you got to get it big and deep. Your holes has got to be deep.
Deeper?
Yeah, oh, yeah, way deeper.
Way deeper.
Super deep.
Super deep. Okay, and then Michael started digging, and James said, "You're still in my dirt."
Yes, he steals my dirt all the time.
All right, ninjas, we're down to the last one. They're gonna go grab it, and we're gonna install this bad boy, and then we're gonna do final touch-ups where it's raking and packing down a little bit more, and just kind of finalizing everything before we wrap it up and take care of whatever's left to the front. But these look great, ninjas. These look great. They're coming along really nicely, if you can tell right there, these two. They're about 7 to 8 foot tall, because I'm 6 foot and I'm about right here somewhere. So, well, I'm 6'4" actually, but yeah, they're great. This one we did have to tie a little bit because it was kind of a leaning thing, so we tied it to that post right there. But it's awesome. There we go. Come on. Put some back into it. There. James said that dolly is a lifesaver.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Take your time.
Yes, sir.
Easy. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Nice.
Good.
Nice.
Very good.
We'll adjust her. Michael is an animal, ain't he, James?
Well, you know, he had those 2 whoppers in line.
He did have 2 whoppers. The dude ate one, and then he said, "You know what? I'm gonna go order me another one." So
This what we see now. Is this very good here?
maybe adjust it a little bit more towards the center. It's a little bit more to the right, so more this way. Just a little. What you want to do is pull it towards you so the bottom scrapes towards me. Yes, keep going. Keep going. A little more. Okay, now adjust it. Now you see how you moved it? There you go.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
You're so strong.
James said, "You so strong."
Who, me?
Yeah.
What is
So tell the ninjas, James, what do you think? I know you told me, but what do you think about that dolly?
Oh, that dolly's the next level.
The next level.
That's just great.
He said, "Nick, we could have totally done this without the dolly, but we would have hated life." And yeah, that dolly really did us a solid. I did not plan on the dolly. I was kind of thinking maybe renting one, but I would have been a waste of time trying to drive around and see who had one. This way, I own it, and it can come handy in the future.
And the next employee that misses work gets tied to it and actually left for the day, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah, out on the sun. Where's Dan the man? Danny boy.
You know how it is. That bar was open open again last night. I'm telling you, I go by there to Walmart all the time.
Oh, that bar. He's down at that bar. He can't stay away from that bar.
No, I think they serve those Polish kielbasa sausages. Danny loves the big sausages. You know, we can't get away from them.
James, somebody said you're chasing away all my employees on the hunt of your wiener sausages.
I disagree. I think they're getting what they want and moving on. If anybody's getting chased, it's me.
He said he disagrees. They get what they want and they move on. So you're the victim here.
Yes, it's a total sausage fest.
you're the victim. You get taken advantage of.
That's right. And then they just move on. No phone calls.
No nothing.
No nothing.
Nothing. Unbelievable what people will do nowadays.
Yeah, well, maybe they just can't handle it. You know?
Oh man. So yeah, ninjas, so it's in. The third one is in. As you guys saw, it wasn't too crazy. The dolly really makes a huge difference, and that's it.
Do you see how this tree is made? Wow.
What do you mean?
Step right here, look.
Is it crooked?
It'd be hard to tell, to be honest.
Let me see. Oh, it's the actual tree itself.
Yeah, and then it, you know, it comes.
Yeah. But that's not us. There's nothing you can.
The
That's just the way it is. Nothing we can do about that. So that'll be 9 total that I planted, ninjas. We did 6 last year. The client of mine was super happy. They loved them. Out of those 6, only 1 died. So that's actually not bad at all. 1 did not take as good as the other 5. So he decided we do 3 more. We were actually kind of pushing it with the time frame. It's kind of like borderline because it took them a while to get them in. But you do not want to put big trees in like this as it starts to get really hot, and just you want to do it in a little bit of a cooler weather. So luckily there's quite a bit of shade in here. It's not super hot. Actually, it's quite comfortable right now. So they're in a good spot, but regardless, like as far as dealing with roots and stuff like that, you know, you really want to not do it in the hot temperature. So just this is kind of pushing it borderline, but it's done. It's done, and we're gonna put her in. Oh, by the way, this is a good one. Some of you may not know this. See the metal around it? Do not take that metal out. I actually just learned that myself. I always thought you take the metal out, and I did it to the other ones, and they're doing fine. It's not gonna really, I guess, adjust or change the dramatically the lifespan of the tree, but it might. That one did die, but again, you know, 6 out of 1, that's not bad. Or 1 out of 6. But the people at Site One told me, do not take that metal out. It's supposed to hold. How did he say it, James?
It holds the soil together.
It holds the soil together, and you know, don't worry about taking it out because, you know, it'll eventually rot away. But if it doesn't, you know, it's basically just holding that soil. It should be fine. So figured I'd mention that. So if you ever come across, you got to plant one of these, that's what they told me. I always took the metal out before. You know, we would take the metal out and cut it up and take it apart before we dump it, you know, throw it in the hole. But they told me not to, so figured I'd share that with you guys if any of you have questions on that. But all right, we're gonna finish her up here. I'll show you a little bit what we got to do up front, and then we're gonna wrap that up, blow everything off, touch up any of this dirt right here, rake it up, smooth it out, pack it down a little more.
Rake it up.
Rake it up, rake it up. I knew you were gonna say that. And we're done. So, not a bad day at all. Really, mostly driving around, ain't that right, James?
Yes, sir.
Driving around, having lunch while you're on the clock.
Hanging out.
Hanging out. That's what James's wife always says. You're just hanging out over there. You ain't doing nothing. Just hanging out. Hey, we have fun. We have fun while we get the work done. All right, ninjas. James, my jeans got dirty. My jeans got dirty. I just washed these. I'm not supposed to be doing this, James. Supposed to be sitting in the truck, James. It's ridiculous. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's just weeds. So we got a little bit of a mess right here, ninjas. Remember where we had to kind of clear a pathway to get that excavator in here, and I couldn't take it with us that day because there was just brush. I didn't have a trailer. I didn't want to put it in the bed of the truck, so I don't have the mowers today. So we're gonna go ahead and just throw that in there, and I'll just probably burn it at the house or throw it away somewhere. Probably in my backyard, but anyway. There you go. So we packed it down some more. James is gonna go get the rake. He's gonna smoothen everything out. Pack it down a little more, step on it all over, smoothen it out, and we're done here. Because that's what I did last time. One of the key things, ninjas, when you're doing big trees like this, a lot of you may already know this, but as much as it is important to do it right, make sure your holes are big enough, make sure, you know what I'm saying, your depth and all that, your width. Also, the presentation is key, ninjas. Because you got to understand, this client of mine and him and his wife are going to come out here and they're going to want to see these trees, and they want to see a decent presentation, not something that it looks like that we just rushed and didn't care for. You definitely got to show some love to it. So as far as for the front, the few extra additional things that they added was these little guys, and then one big guy right there. They planted that themselves a while back, and it's taken in nicely. So they want to do another one right here. They've added these little ones. They want to take out all this dead crap. And that's it. But the only other one that they saw that's not right in between the two windows, you see that? You see how it's like more to the left? We want to move that just a little bit towards the center. That's the only one, which, to be honest with you, that would drive me crazy, and I did not catch that when we were leaving last time, so that's totally my fault. So, and then we got to take out some of these little suckers. I'm gonna see if I can pull them. If not, then we'll just dig them out. So pull those out, adjust this, plant those, and that's it. And we're done. All right, ninjas, it's a wrap. So I watered a bunch of stuff. There's water here everywhere because I was untangling everything, but they're in, they're smoothing out, they're watered. I just watered each one for about 10-15 minutes each, and the customer came out here with me and absolutely loved them. So here's one, here's two, here's three. This one's from last year. It's taken on really well. So yeah, it's done. It's a wrap. Okay, let me show you the remainder of the stuff that we had to do, which I've showed you earlier, but now that we're done with it. And then we're out of here. Hey, Mike, James, grab that handheld to blower. There's that walkway that needs to be blown off. And James, or Michael. That little walkway, James. So we replanted this, so it's more center now. And she came out and she approved. You might maybe take snips, I don't know, but this is a plant.
Yes.
That's weed.
Yes, sir.
So let's pull this out.
Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if you maybe by hand, you might need some clippers,
I'll see.
but that's a weed. Yeah. So we did that.
You can look at the other side.
I will go check it out. We had a bunch of weeds over here that they asked us to pull that we somehow missed prior. and it was all up in here, so we had to clear that out. And of course, we're gonna be back tomorrow or next day to mow the yard. Oh, and he told me to go ahead and remulch everything again. Again, he wants everything remulched again. I gotta tell you, my A1 customer right here, he's spending a lot of money with me, which is awesome. So I really appreciate that. And so we planted these. That one, 3 here. That one was already planted. And then that one. And we're gonna remulch this too. I gotta check out the sprinkler system, make sure that all of them are running correctly. So I'm gonna go do that. So I turned the sprinklers on, ninjas. As you can see, one of the services that I provide is always testing the sprinklers, making sure they all work. As you can see right there, these are the misters. I call them the little mists. And there's some over there. So 9 times out of 10, a simple sprinkler system will have, I can't talk today, 4 sections, sometimes 5. And so it's super easy. Basically, you just go 1, 2, 3, 4 and turn them on, and each one has its own timer, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever. And basically just test them, make sure they all run, they all work, and that's it. And a lot of customers, if they know that you're familiar with that kind of stuff, it really helps out. And that way they don't have to call a third party. I don't install sprinkler systems like irrigation and stuff. I would love to get into it because I definitely want to learn more. Just the fact of installing. But yeah, these are going to be coming on later. But I haven't gotten around to it because, one, I don't have the time nor the manpower for that. Really just the time. Ninjas, it's a wrap. We are done. Just headed back to the house, and everything got taken care of, and I'm so glad we were able to knock that out for the customer, because it's been dragging on because we had to wait for a little bit for those hollies to come in. But it's all we had to do today. Like I said, that mulch job first thing this morning, what do you think, James? About 30 minutes, 40 minutes?
Oh yeah, it was great.
Maybe 45 minutes. I didn't record because I was on the phone. I had to make a phone call, and they pretty much finished it up before, by the time I got out of the truck and knocked it out. It wasn't that bad at all. It was nice and cool this morning. So, and then we went and picked up the plants, and you guys saw what we did. So not a bad day.
No, sir, great day.
Mike?
No, not
Good.
all. Very good day.
Very good day.
Yes, sir.
That's it for today, ninjas. Hope you guys enjoyed it. A little bit of a video, but you guys got to see what we did, and tomorrow's back to the mowing and back to the grind. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. See you tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.